Hey guys, what is going on? It's your boy Con TDK, Mr. So Real, and welcome to this week's Good or Garbage. We're going to be taking a look at the new weapons, the new armor, the new mods, the new blueprints, the new everything. And I'm going to hopefully give you some recommendations and suggestions for some of the things that you can pick up this week. Now, they are selling a lightweight M4 blueprint, so pick that up. And don't forget the HVT double rewards is going on this week, so go. Kicking things off this week at the special blueprint vendor, we have the lightweight M4 blueprint. I'm very happy to see that this thing has finally showed up. A lot of people were looking for the M4 or some kind of M4 variant, be it the LVOAC, the police M4, or even the lightweight M4. But now you guys have your choice of rolling and crafting one of, I think, a lot of PvP players' favorite assault rifle. So the lightweight M4 is being sold for 1,062 credits. Now the surplus SVD sniper rifle, another weapon of choice for some snipers who like to go into last stand, is also being sold for under 1,000 Phoenix credits. So if you need something like that, it's definitely for sale. Firearms, stamina, small grip. Now the small grip attachment is being sold, and I know Marco Styles made a video on best in slot for SMGs, and the critical hit damage is the major attribute, and this one has that. So if you're looking for that, go for it. The heavy magazine is being sold, kind of a pass. Electronics gear mod being sold, and also the firearms gear mod being sold. So if you need something like that to help boost your character up, you know where to go and get it. I definitely highly recommend that you guys go and check out the lightweight M4 blueprint if you need something like that to get your weapons kind of intact. So let's go and see what else is being sold this week. So now at the special equipment vendor, the Liberator is being sold with 19.7 base damage. That's a little bit lower than the max for the lightweight M4 blueprint, so take that with a grain of salt. We have responsive as one of the talents. We have prepared, giving you some damage when you're up close, some damage when you're far away. And we also have adept. If you like that kind of a loadout, then go for it. Personally, I'd rather have something a little bit better. Responsive's okay, but eh. Now the rest of the weapons are not that great. The MP7 has been a bane in a lot of people's existence for the last stand, but the talent rolls are not that great. Competent is supposed to be really good, but only in the third slot. A base damage of 15.4 with this character, not really feeling it. The military P46, don't really hear many people talking about that. The hunting M44, the headshot damage is not really up to snuff. I would pass. The rest of this stuff is not really all that great, to be honest. I'll scroll through this so you guys can see it, but nothing really amazing. The best thing going right now for the gear is the Lone Star Vest. The Lone Star Vest has a pretty nice pool of health to choose from. The base stat for stamina is not really that great. You will have to re-roll that. And the other thing is that it's increased kill XP and not ammo capacity, so that's kind of a bit of a bummer, but the health pool is really nice. The maximum health for a chest piece is 16,674, so not too far off. The Deadeye chest piece, don't really recommend that, but yeah, if I had to choose something, I would definitely go for Lone Star. The backpacks, there's like one decent backpack. This Hunter's Faith backpack has a really nice amount of skill power on it. The max skill power, I believe, for a bag is somewhere around, let me check my notes really quick. Bags have a max of 13,339, so not too far off. These knee pads have some pretty decent skill power on them. In terms of knee pad skill power, you can get up to 13,339 as well. So if you're looking for something like that, that might help you out if you're running electronics. The Century's Call knee pads have a pretty lackluster amount of health on them, but the firearms is very nice. It's pretty respectable. Not 1270 or 1272 at the max, but it's still alright. The Predator's Mark, on the other hand, has even more health, but it's electronics, and the electronics is pretty good, so if you need that, you may want to check that out. The rest of the stuff this week, I would kind of go for a pass. Not really too many things that stand out for me. So with that being said, let's go upstairs and see what they got this week. Now moving on to the advanced weaponry vendor, we've got the Rhino special pistol that nobody's gonna buy. We've got a tactical AUG. The talents on it aren't really that great. We've got a SCARL. Now the SCARL isn't that bad, but there are better options. There's actually a slightly better one coming up later. Be on the lookout for that. Double barrel shotgun, not too many people are looking for those. I'm scrolling through this so you guys can see what the talents are, but really and truly there isn't much going on at the advanced weaponry vendor this week. This LMG has meticulous, which I usually like on my LMGs. It's also got unforgiving to give you some extra damage when you start to lose your health. But yeah, it's still an LMG, so you know. The rest of the mods are, you know, they are what they are. This large suppressor has critical hit damage in the main slot, but it is a little bit low. You can do better than that if you are looking, but you know, if you need to buy something outright, then it's a suggestion that you may want to pick it up. The vertical grip, and the improved iron sights has a little bit of stability, has some headshot damage and some critical hit damage. So if you need something like that for your build, and remember, all of this stuff is very subjective and it works for your build, and if it works for you, then go for it. If it's not, then just throw it in the garbage. Now, since the advanced weaponry vendor's SCARL sucked, well, it didn't really suck, but it wasn't that great, we have another option if you need to pick up one of those assault rifles and you like that type of assault rifle. This SCARL has a base damage of 23.7, which is higher than the one being sold at the special vendor. This one unfortunately has the burn talent in the first slot, which means you need a ridiculous amount of skill power, but it does have swift and it does have fierce. So fierce giving you some extra critical hit chance, and swift giving you a faster reload. And being that I forget the burn name talent, but as long as that one, it's 25% for the reloads. So if you shoot and the first bullet does not ignite someone, you can always reload very quickly and try to get it to proc again. You have a 1 in 4 chance for the most part, so if you're looking for something like that and you want a SCARL, then here you go. You can pick one up in the base at the Dark Zone vendor. Over in the Wolves Den, we got something special for you assault rifle junkies. We have an LVOAC. We were just talking about that with the M4 variants. This one with 20.5 base damage for this character. Now this is very, very close to the previous LVOAC that was being sold. I believe it had the talent for electronics, slips my mind at the moment, but this one has fierce, unforgiving, and destructive. So if you're playing a bit of PvE, this could be really nice for you. And even if you're playing some PvP, it's still not too bad. Destructive may not do as much as it could. You could probably get something better in there, but having fierce for more crit and having unforgiving, so when you get into that last slot, if you're in a 1v1 duel, help you get that extra damage bonus. Now there's a rugged sight that also has critical hit chance, critical hit damage, and it has a little bit of stability. So if you need something like that to help round off your weapon, then there you go. Definitely check out this LVOAC if you need it. Alright guys, so in Park Avenue just under DZ8, there are yet again more assault rifles and SMGs for you guys to look at. Now the tactical ACR has a nice base damage of 20.8 with this character, and the talents are a little bit hit or miss depending on your build. We have commanding, we have swift, and we have fierce. Now fierce is good for getting those critical hits in there, and swift is also good for keeping you in the fight, getting you those faster reloads so that you can really nail down your enemy and make sure that you get the kill and they don't. Commanding is a little bit hit or miss depending on your build. It may work for you or it might not. That's all very, very specific on what kind of character you're running. Now the next thing that is being sold is the AUG, and this may work out really well for some of you PvP players that are looking for an SMG. We have Unforgiving, Sustained, and we have Hurried. Now Hurried is going to help you guys to do with the critical hits to get your reloads even faster. Unforgiving, just in case you get into those 1v1s or 2v1s where your health is getting low, you do out some extra damage. And then Sustained is going to help you have a little bit more health in the pocket. So if you're looking for an SMG or an assault rifle, these two may be something you want to consider. Alright guys, moving right along, at East 53rd Street we have a very specific mask that is being sold. I know a few people who are interested in this particular type of mask, so I wanted to share it with you. We have a 991 armor, yes, 991 with 1000, I believe 1 or 2 being the cap. We have a refreshed mask with 1264 electronics. Now this is really good if you're trying to use a skill build, and if you're doing some PvP, remember that with refreshed, all healing is improved by 30% when you're in your last segment of health. So if you're in a firefight again and you're trying to, take somebody down, you're about to die, you pop your health kit and you get 30% more effectiveness off of that. Or if you're using a heal or whatever, you're going to get 30% more when you're in your last segment of health. So this could help you out and help you win your fights. Nothing else to see here, unfortunately. Here we go, at West 34th Street, the meat lovers supreme. Time to slap them in the face with it. Black sausages for sale, and it's a goodie. Now there is a black market SASG shotgun being sold at, I believe, Hudson Camp, and it's not bad, but this one has a higher base damage of 102. The talents Unforgiving, Swift, and Accurate are beast. Now if you're using one of these shotguns, you're going to have faster reloads from Swift, you're going to have a smaller pellet grouping from Accurate, and you're going to have even more damage if people try to kill you when you get into your last segment. 25% more base damage on top of all of that, to be used basically in last stand where everybody's using those shotguns. So if you want to get that meat lovers and slap them across the face with it, there you go. Now this next goodie at West 31st Street is just a little bit of a shout out for some of the people who I know follow Marco Styles. I follow him as well, and I do like his content. I think he's one of the best, if not the best, Division content creators out there in terms of the quality. And he recently made a best in slot for SMGs, and this is one of the types of scopes that he recommended, the C79 scope with 3.4% zoom. Now the thing about it that he uses for SMGs is that the critical hit damage is on top, and the bad thing is that that particular scope that's being sold only has 16% crit hit damage. I have a weapon that gets 18% damage for crit damage. It also has 5.5 headshot and 2.5 critical hit chance. Now this is pretty much the optimal kind of scope that you would want to have on your SMG or even your assault rifle if you're running your build off of crit, but it is what it is. The one that's being sold at the vendor only has 16% critical hit damage, so that's something to keep in mind. I wish they had something that was 18%, but unfortunately the best we got, if you don't have one, is 18 for damage, 3 for crit chance, and 2.5 for stability. Now moving on to the last vendor in the dark zone. The rest of the dark zones were pretty much a no-go all the way up until the last one. So here we go in dark zone. I believe it's 8 or 9, the one all the way at the top. Here we go. We have the tactical mask with rejuvenated. This has 1269 stamina. Now rejuvenated gives you a bit more damage resilience by 40% for 10 seconds after you use a med kit. So if you're in a sticky situation where you're about to die, you pop a med kit. Hopefully you can get out of that situation, and that will help you. The armor on it is a little bit lower than I would like, but for having these talents, not too bad. Also having health on kill and burn resistance can be pretty good. Now the next thing we have is a gunslinger's vest with a really nice, kind of respectable 2003 armor on it. The firearms on it at 1175 is not really all that great, but we do have forceful, which increases armor by 15% while the user's signature is active. That's not really the best talent to have, but if you're dying and you're in a situation where maybe you're solo, you may be in a situation where you use your super, you're trying to get out and you're about to die, and having that extra armor could save you and get you out of that situation. Also, it comes with health at 16,488, plus you get health on kill. Not too bad. Now the last thing to look at is this bag that has inventive, which skill power is increased by 15% when you have your full health. That's a little bit of a sticky situation, but you do have 1,252 electronics, plus you have 12,430 skill power. If you're running a skill power build, this may work out for you. And yeah, that's about it. The rest of the stuff here is pretty much garbage. Alright guys, so that is it for this week's good or garbage, and I am so happy that I finally finished this stupid video. Oh my god, if you guys only knew. I've been up since about 9 a.m. Japan time, and it is now 4:30 in the afternoon. I've made this video about 3 times, tried to correct some audio issues that were going on. The audio that I had the first time I went through everything was completely corrupted, and I had to redo it over again, and then the computer started acting weird. And I'm sure you guys really don't care about this, but I'm really happy that I could finish this and keep the series going, and that yeah, I could get this out to you. Hopefully it's not too late. Sorry for the delay. Need a new computer, but you know that stuff costs money. But anyway, hope you guys enjoy the weekend. Stick around. Hopefully I can, if this computer stays alive, I can make a real talk. But I'll catch you in the next one. I'm ConTDK, Mr. So Real. Peace.